We soldier on.
And nailed in the head one time. And
Here, where'd that ball go? Did they get moving? All right, it's over there. Look at that pass. Pele? Who was the dude for Italy that used to play it back in the day?
Giorgio Canale. Just that.
No, not Canale. Back before.
Gianni Rivera.
Keep coming this way.
Baggio.
Yes, Roberto
Yeah.
Baggio.
One of the worst moments of my childhood. He authored it.
Oh, good God.
Gabriel Battistuta.
All right, we got 3 minutes before the anthem, so let's get going with the open here, kids.
That wasn't a good idea.
All right, we're ready when you are. What are you zooming in? Zooming in the back of his head. All right, Frankie, let's go. If we get hit, we get hit. It'll go viral. All right. CPTV Sports welcomes you to E.O. Smith High School in Storrs for CCC girls basketball. It's an intra-divisional matchup as division leaders E.O. Smith and Berlin tangle here tonight. Hi everyone, Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Delighted to have you with us for tonight's broadcast. A pair of 12-1 teams that played each other in the Class L semifinals last year. Both lost a lot. Maybe not the pressure there to get back to the Mohegan Sun Arena, but both having very good years.
And both teams are going to use this as a litmus test, especially Berlin, as they come into a matchup with E.O. Smith, if you have mentioned, has made the last 2 championship games. The buzzword for tonight's matchup, pacing. Berlin's going to want to slow it down. E.O. Smith's going to want to turn it up.
And they also shoot the 3 well. Let's start with Berlin. They're a very balanced team this season, but they have a very wiry young lady who's their top rebounder and has had 4 double-doubles this year.
Wiry's right. In fact, she's maniacal on the defensive end. She averages a lot of steals per game to go with the assist, so she could also pass. She's got quick hands and feet, is what really helps her in her game. But tonight, they wanted to catch, turn, and shoot, and be dominant down low, and also draw some free throws. That'll be very key for them to get some more points on the scoreboard.
That would be Paige Young, who's getting some looks from Western New England College. Meanwhile, E.O. Smith lost their height, but they have a very good junior who can jump out of the gym and might be one of the best athletes that's ever come through this place.
Holly Worski last year was really an impact player off the bench. She averaged about 9 a game. Now she averages 17 to go with 7 rebounds and 5 steals. A terrific year. Coach does call her one of the more athletic players in the state. It's a quick release for her. She's going to need to be quick tonight and get some quick shots off to try to beat the opponent.
Panthers and Redcoats, both teams 12-1. Both teams 8-0 in their league play as well. We'll tip it off next on CPTV Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to E.O. Smith High School. The E.O. Smith Panthers. Tonight, E.O. Smith hosts the Berlin Redcoats.
I'm Batman.
Visiting Redcoats.
That might get
Number 10, Kaylee Rampone. And guard number 15, Alicia Moe.
Oh, that's not Rampone.
And forward number 23, Courtney Trasco. And the other forward, number 33,
Oh, Malloy, that's her. Never mind.
Red coach are coached by Sheila Tim, assisted by Ken Stoglin and Tom Rentini. Now for your E.O. Smith Panthers.
Yeah.
At forward, number 13, Morgan Weller.
Man, it's dark in here.
At center, number 21, Tristan Vincente.
9 points per game.
At forward, number 22, Holly Worski. At the other forward, number 14, Olivia Worski. And starting at the other guard, number 4, Murphy Murad. E.O. Smith is coached by Kirk Murad, assisted by Kelsey Rennie.
Kelsey Rennie. That's her name.
Me Reiki.
Me Reiki. You stop.
Me Reiki Rennie. Thanks.
Oops. Great singing, whoever that was. Great job. Great job. Bob and Frankie with you here on the big 3-6 on the big 1080. Nice. It's time to go. Let's play ball. Let's play some hockey. No, we're not playing hockey. Welcome back to E.O. Smith High. Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Very giddy young man. You've had a heck of a last couple of weeks. You had that couple of buzzer beaters at Wilby, and your 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
I think I'm just blessed, and I'd like to thank my family,
Jim
the Lord
Harbaugh,
above, and everybody
Colin
else.
Kaepernick, Frank Gore, and the defense.
A lot of happiness to come, and that'll translate well to New Orleans. But at the task at hand, we have two wonderful teams, and glad to call it with you, Bob.
We do indeed. Yeah, it's been a while since you and I have done a game together.
It certainly has, and now we can have the Abbott and Costello Fun Hour for our viewers in Connecticut.
Well, we've got a good basketball game here, and let's hope it lives up to the billing. Both teams 12-1. Last season, E.O. Smith won both games they played early in the year, and as we mentioned in the open, the L semifinals. Berlin in the red gets it first, and away we go as they go left to right here in the first half. This is Kayleen Rampone, number 10. Gets it off to Ashley Malloy, works it down low in the paint. It's tipped a couple of times. And now our first three-point attempt of the game. It's good, and it's Alicia Mawley with her 8th three of the year. That gets Berlin off to the quick 3-0 lead.
And you can tell that these Redcoats are jazzed and amped to play this game, and they're going to have to keep it up, but they're also going to have to be very physical and defend against this very strong team on the road.
They're the last team to beat E.O. Smith in this gym. That was 2 years ago. Murphy Murad is the point guard of this team. Second chance opportunity. Here's a quick three by Murad that's no good, and the rebound goes to Ashley Malloy of Berlin. Quickly up the floor. Rampone, corner three on the way. That's no good. Second chance opportunity as Paige Young gets her first rebound of the game.
Berlin pushing the tempo up right away against E.O. Smith. That's exactly what the Panthers want, but Berlin trying to prove to their adversary that they're not afraid.
Here's a backdoor feed. Malloy, the runner from the left, no good. Ball through Young's hand, and here come the Panthers. on their second attempt. This is Morgan Lawler, number 13. Gets it in the corner for Christy Vicente, number 21. Here's a three-pointer, no good. Rebound inside as the battle goes on, and Vicente gets fouled down low. First foul of the game comes just shy of 90 seconds in.
Good job of Vicente for first corralling the ball when they were in transition, but also drawing the foul. That's underrated because E.O. Smith taking a lot of time earlier on to get their offense going. That's certainly what Berlin wants to do.
Christy Vicente is a junior. These are just her 5th and 6th attempts from the free throw line this season. As a team, E.O. Smith shoots 65% from the free throw line. Vicente, a 5'6" junior. Second one on the way.
And this is Vicente's game today. She's stepping in for Isa PC, who usually does start, who's a freshman, getting a lot of time.
She'll come off the bench. Megan Moran, normally the 5th starter, but she's out with an injury.
And also, you got to think of the fact, too, that Vicente replacing Ashley Forand, who was a very good player for this team, but she wasn't able to be as athletic as she could because of a former ACL injury.
We go down to Malloy. Dangerous pass up top. Rampone the drive to the hoop. Knocked out of bounds.
They gave her the lane there to drive the basket, but Murad, a smack, it looked like on the arm, but got away with it.
Alicia Molly with the inbound. Gets it into Courtney Trasco. Where's number 23? She committed the game's first foul, by the way. Red coach worked the periphery. Now it's Malloy, left side of the lane. The runner is short. Another opportunity as Young gets another rebound. Gives to Malloy, puts it up and in, and it's 5-1 early on in favor of the Red Coats.
Another second chance opportunity there for the Berlin team, only because Paige Young working very hard to get it going for the second time in a row.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Red Coats. Holly Worski will inbound it. Worski averaging 18.7 boards and nearly 4 assists per game.
It's her time to shine this year. She has really helped that production. They lost 45 points per game out of the 5 seniors that they lost.
5-second violation. As Murphy Murad, the daughter of the head coach Kirk, couldn't get it in. I asked Kirk, what's it like to coach your daughter? And he says, more times than not, they're on the same page, but sometimes he overdoes it a little bit.
She's the coach out there. She's got the experience. You see her make the steal there.
First turnover of the game for Berlin. Here's a three-point attempt, no good. Off the shot of Worski, and it stays 5-1 Berlin. Is this Trasco off to Rampone? And she'll throw it away into the backcourt. Sheila Young is the head coach of the Red Coats. Sheila King is the head coach. She's in her 9th season as the head coach in Berlin. She went to UConn.
My alma mater.
And she said it's changed an awful lot. It did. I mean, even on the drive up today, I have not been on 195 in front of E.O. Smith High. Boy, has it changed a lot.
First thing I said to you was we looked at a building in the distance. I said, that's new. I've only been here for a year. I haven't been here, so it's changed quite a lot here on 195 on the south end of campus.
Young with the strip and steal, drives to the hoop, lays it up no good. Does she get her own rebound? She does, but her foot was on the baseline out of bounds. We've played just a shade over 3 minutes here in the first quarter. And Berlin off to a 5-1 lead. E.O. looking for their first field goal.
Couple of things. It looks like Berlin's offense and defense going straight through Paige Young. She seems to be the most important player out there. And their defense is shining, forcing E.O. Smith to make extra decisions.
3 ball on the way. That's missed by Worski. And E.O. Smith will get another chance at it as the Red Coats knock it out of bounds.
In my pregame discussion with Kirk Murad, he said one of the things he remembers most about this year thus far is the fact that they only had 2 points in the third quarter against Talon. They ended up winning that game by 9.
And because a big part of it, because of Holly Worski, who gets E.O. Smith's first field goal. She had a double-double in that game, 19 points, 10 boards.
And they ended up winning by 9. But the problem there was they were forced to make extra decisions, and the defense held them tight. So they're hoping that tonight they could just get out and run.
Malloy with back-to-back hoops and a great save, but right to Worski of E.O. Smith. Here's Murad with a nice bounce pass. Gets it back. Now she'll dribble drive, get it to the corner. Here's a jumper. That is no good by Lawler. Knocked out of bounds, and it will stay E.O. Smith ball.
You got to look at Malloy in the corner, breathing heavily, running all over the place right now. Seems to be one of the more athletic players on the floor. 110% right now and then some.
Sheila King describes her as their toughest player. She's also got a rather large knee brace on that right knee.
Saw her dribble very low with 2 balls earlier on, like a pregame show.
That one airmailed by E.O. Smith as Olivia Worski, the older sister of Holly, with the turnover. Timeout on the floor right at the midway point here of quarter number 1. 7-3 Berlin as the Redcoats able to get it inside, and so far we have not really seen a whole lot inside from E.O. Smith.
E.O. Smith, that's something that they're going to try to work out throughout the year. Even Coach Sheila King said that for Berlin, that they didn't expect there to be an inside game tonight because they both play on the perimeter, but that really benefits Berlin more than anything because they're a bigger team overall, and E.O. Smith lost a lot of size from last year. They had a couple of players that were 6 feet and also could play tighter defense, but they feel like they have better athletes, and they're taking some shots early on. They're just not fouling, but they need to develop some offensive continuity to where they can run up and down the floor and try to tire the Redcoats.
Worski and Murad easily are their top 3-point shooters. But Isa Pizzi, freshman, can also shoot the 3. As a team, E.O. Smith shoots 35% from 3. The Redcoats 31. They break the pressure on the attack. Here's a baseline jump around the way, and it's 9-3 as the jumper made by Kayleen Rampone.
One thing that jumps off the page at you when you look at the stats for the Redcoats, very balanced scoring in the top 5, 8 points to 13 points per game, so they all get their points, and you can tell they pass the ball well to get their players open.
Here's Murad, the long skip pass. 3-pointer by Holly Worski that's short. Rebound battle for E.O. Smith up with it. Worski gets it on the baseline to her sister Olivia, and she couldn't convert.
Look at that zone switch right there to get the 2-on-1. Nothing that Worski could do against it.
The lead is 6. Try to add to it as the ball right through the hands of Rampone. She had a pretty good look at the bucket if she was able to control it.
The work rate right now is just what's shining for Berlin, and they look better in that category. You can see both teams huffing and puffing out there, but they're athletic, and certainly the Panthers hope that they could outlast the Redcoats.
Here's a baseline drive by Lawler. Here's the freshman Pizzi into the game. A 3 by Murad doesn't go. Offensive putback doesn't go for Olivia Worski. And a good save by Molly to get it to Young. 6-point lead for the Redcoats with 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. Courtney Trasco being harassed. Now to the corner. Oh, nice give and go. Knocked away. Murad got a tip on it. Malloy down low, and she took steps.
There you see the hard work by Murad forcing a turnover for Berlin. She's just so capable of that. She's like a pocket player. You want to put her in your pocket because she's so small, but she'll end up picking your pocket and taking everything that you have.
Renee Suchy's number 20, so right now the Panthers with 2 freshmen on the floor.
The coach is very confident in those 2 freshmen.
Ball off Lawler. She dribbled it right out of bounds off her foot onto the sideline. It's been a bit of a sloppy start for both teams with the Redcoats with a 6-point advantage. Here's Malloy. Gets it off to a streaking Molly. Now double team along the sideline. Good baseline pass to Young and hits the floater from the left. Paige Young, 38% from the field. And Berlin off to an 11-3 start. Here's Pizzi up top. She is fearless, not afraid to pull the trigger. And she'll do it from the right side. Miss it short. And the rebound to Berlin. E.O. Smith's been in short quite a bit on the 3-pointers because of good defense and a backcourt violation against E.O. Smith. Why? Because Malloy didn't have her feet set. She caught the ball while she was in midair coming from the backcourt to the front court.
And it also looked like Molly wasn't in any kind of position either with that left foot.
Closing on 90 seconds to go here in the first. 8-point advantage for the visiting Redcoats. Murad goes baseline but throws it away. Here's Molly in the corner for Trasco as they work the periphery. Abigail Underwood's number 14 for Berlin. They're starting their offense way out, too. That doesn't help. Good defense, but they're able to dribble drive as the spacing's good, and the floater by Young makes it a 13-3 lead. Good dribble drive in the interior to get the bucket for Young as we're under a minute to go here
Beating
in the
the
first
Panthers
quarter.
at their own game.
Yep. Here's Murad, the floating pass over the head of Suchi. Here comes Malloy, hands off, the drive, the layup is missed, and the rebound for E.O. Smith. Worski got the rebound. Here's the drive the other way as her sister, or Megan Lawler, couldn't convert. And Peasy up with it. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. They've only got a field goal. Here's a three that's no good. Rebound down low. Fought for, and Berlin up with it with 20 seconds to go. E.O. Smith can't buy a hoop here in the first quarter.
Tough for E.O. Smith. You get 4 offensive rebounds on that possession, but they can't convert. That's something that they would hope would turn into a positive, but maybe they can use it for momentum later.
But they'll get another crack here before the end of the quarter as Worski comes up with a steal. Drives to the hoop, and she'll shoot 2 with 2 seconds to go. Good steal by the junior Holly Worski. Where's number 22 for the Panthers?
So athletic. You see how quick that she was able to get those rebounds on the other end, but then she comes back, plays defense, gets the steal.
This place goes library quiet, and again, E.L. Smith short, this time on a free throw.
Well, they are playing at Torrey Pines this weekend.
No, the basket's still 10 feet high. 1 of 2, and Berlin will just hold it. Oh, interesting call. Just a 1/10 of a second to go. So it should just be a formality to get the ball in bounds. Toe must have been touching the sideline right in front of us. So there's no way they can get a shot off. That won't count, and we end the quarter with Berlin off to a great start, 13-4 after the first 8 minutes of play. We'll come back, second quarter action from Storrs next here on CPTV Sports. Si, senorita.
I Ronell Monst you there one time. Had to back up.
Musculoskeletal Institute at the UConn Health Center. They're a sponsor on the UConn IMG Sports Network. At least for football.
Francesco Graziano, nice to meet you.
How you doing? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Bob Joyce. You too. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. That's awesome, baby. Did you see the Gonzaga-Butler game Saturday night?
My friends, a couple of them,
I saw the last 10 minutes.
Had special interest in the game, we'll say.
Oh, my God.
So
yeah.
we celebrated afterwards.
What a freaking game that was. That was so much fun. Yep, I'm ready. High school basketball on CPTV Sports, made possible in part by the New England Musculoskeletal Institute at the UConn Health Center. Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Thanks for joining us here on CPTV Sports. Our coverage of girls high school basketball, 13-4. The Redcoats with the lead. And I'd say a big part of that's been their defense, able to keep E.O. Smith out of the paint.
That perimeter game that E.O. Smith so relies on, they couldn't even get anywhere past that line, so they had to take those shots. And for the first time in a while, those shots were not falling for E.O. Smith, so I'm sure that'll change right away.
Holly Worski with the only field goal of the first quarter for the Panthers. This is Olivia Worski up top. Off to Peasy. Here's Murad on the right. Bounce pass into the backcourt, and Young's going to come up with the steal. Look for a teammate. Finds her in Molly. Here's a three from the left corner that's short. That's taken by Rampone, and here come the Panthers in transition. And a travel call as Suchi dragged the pivot foot.
You just see it out there. You know, there's something to be said for E.O. Smith being the faster team out there, and you could tell that they certainly are. But Berlin working harder, and it seems like they're moving at a faster pace because they're trying harder.
And it also seems like E.O. Smith's turnovers are more self-induced.
Because Berlin's forcing them to make those mistakes.
Maybe picking up the pace. Here's Malloy, the short jumper that misses from the elbow left. And here come the Panthers, 2-on-2. Here's the kick out, Murad, 3 the trailer. That's short. Peasy the rebound. Can she score from the paint? Yes, she can. Right elbow.
And that was a good shot for Peasy after the miss. But if Murad gets more opportunities like that, they could bury the Redcoats in a hurry.
Malloy with the 3 from the corner left. That's short. And another rebound for E.O. Smith. Vicente back in, got the rebound. Here's the drive to the hoop and the layup by Holly Worski. As the Panthers getting the running game going here, Frankie.
That is one of the better passes I've seen at the high school level in a long time. Cross court on the ground with a bounce pass to find Worski. Great play by Murad.
This is Courtney Trasco attacking the hoop from the left, no good. Malloy the putback, that doesn't go. Third chance for the Redcoats is good as Trasco gets her first hoop of the game. Trasco averaging 4 boards a game, 15-8, and they get a turnover. Young didn't look up the floor. She had Kayleen Rampone wide open. Here's a 3-ball attempt that's short. That's by Trasco. And this time it's one and done for the Redcoats, unless they turn it over, and they do.
There's that menace.
Malloy with the steal, the driving miss by Molly, and here come the Panthers the other way. It's up and down here. It's chaotic. Here's Worski to the bucket. Can't score on the drive to the hoop.
And now Malloy can finally get a chance to take a breath. Running in circles around the opponent to try to get the ball. That's how she dispossessed the player right in front of us earlier.
E.O. Smith down 7. This is Rampone driving to the bucket, scores. That's her second hoop. And the Redcoats back up 9.
Coach calls Rampone her most improved player from last year, and she's on at this point.
Been a tough first half for Murphy Murad, who throws it away. She'll come out. Megan Lawler back into the game, 5'5" junior.
They've already scored more points than they had last quarter.
And Dad having a chat with her along the sideline. Here's Malloy off the nice speed, going right to left for the layup. Malloy's third field goal. And it's 19-8. It's the biggest lead here for Berlin with 4:50 to go before halftime. Here's Olivia Worski. Goes to the corner. Nice catch by Peasy. In trouble. Battles. Shoots. Hits. Stuck with it, Frankie. And the freshman Peasy with her second field goal.
Head turning almost completely from her body. That's how hard she had to work to keep that alive. And she survived and got the shot off, and it paid off.
Berlin with good ball movement to avoid the double teams. Here's a feed down low. Shot block as Young couldn't get the shot to go. And here comes the elder Worski for E.O. Smith. Lawler trying to keep control of the ball.
You know, you don't want that play to go underrated because Vicente turned around and made the block. More athletic than Olander was, but Olander could make those easier last year, and they need somebody to replace that kind of production, and that's what they hope that Vicente could do.
The missed drive to the hoop by Peasy on the floater.
She's a guard, not a 6-foot center.
Here's Trasco. Off to Young. Trasco, the step back 3. No good. And the rebound goes to Holly Worski of E.O. Smith right down the middle. Kick out. Lawler the pull up. That's no good. Here's a second chance for E.O. Smith, and the layup is good by Olivia Worski off the tip.
You know, earlier on in the game when Young seemed to be dominating for Berlin, that's where they were dominating second chance points. But lately, the offensive rebounds have just been piling up against Berlin.
E.O. Smith within 7, trying to make it a 10-point lead again. Missed the 3. That was Trasco. But here's Malloy with the rebound. Here's Rampone, the runner off the glass is good.
It's Molly with 5.
Good get. Thanks, Hanson. E.O. Smith down 21-12 and in trouble. Turned over. Vicente lost the ball. Here's Molly down the floor all the way for the layup. Back-to-back hoops for the junior, and E.O. Smith calls for time as they're down 23-12. Redcoats of Berlin.
I like the idea defensively there for Olivia Worski. She got right in front of the player and also could have drawn a charge, but backed up a little bit too much there, and Molly made her pay for it. Molly coming alive in this game, and Berlin keeping up with E.O. Smith. They're already putting 23 points on the board.
Don't forget, here on CPTV Sports, we have a YouTube video page that you can see highlights of all the games that we cover. Go to cptvsports.org and click on the banner. It says YouTube channel up top, and you can catch out highlights. In fact, you can even see the incredible buzzer beaters. And I say that in plural because you had 2 buzzer beaters in one game. I'd kill to have 1 buzzer beater this season.
As I mentioned, I don't know what it is lately, but I think something divine is on my side, perhaps.
You've seen some good basketball.
You could follow us on Twitter at CPTV Sports and like us on Facebook for a chance to find out some upcoming promotions as well.
Is there something we should know? Do you have
in due time.
Do you have inside information there?
Secrets.
Oh, ancient Chinese secret.
You have to go on our web pages to find out all this information.
Of course, if you're wondering where CPTV Sports is located on your cable channel, just go to cptvsports.org, and all the info there provided for you. So the Panthers in an 11-point hole with 2:40 to go here before halftime. And Murphy Murad back in for the Panthers. She had 17 free throws in a win over Ram earlier this season. She was busy in a game that Ram had to foul a lot.
32 points.
Here's Murphy on the drive. Throws it out. Peasy the rainbow 3. That's short, but a second chance opportunity for Holly Worski and the Panthers.
What a good-looking high-arcing shot there, too, from Peasy.
Murad thought of taking that 3. Here's Vicente down low. We're going to get a foul for a push. It's going to be the 3rd team foul. All 3 fouls here in the first half have gone to Berlin. This one on Trasco. And I've got her for 2. She'll come out, replaced by Brittany Sullivan, 5'6" junior, wears number 4 for the Redcoats.
I believe that's the first substitution away from that hardcore 5 that we've seen for Berlin in this game thus far.
This is Vicente. Off to Murad, a high arcing 3. That's no good. Crashing the boards, and up with it's Berlin. And Malloy.
These kids are shooting very well. It's just not falling for them. Again, they score about 67 a game. Right now, they can't even buy a shot.
This is Rampone in the corner from Molly. Bounce pass down low as they work it to Malloy. The runner right to left doesn't go. Young goes for the rebound. Possession arrow stays. Or nope. It'll go to, no, it does go to Berlin. The arrow was pointing in Berlin's direction.
That was Murad's defense and footwork to keep the possession alive and force Malloy to miss that shot. And that's what they need this year when they don't have the size inside.
Off the double team, a kick out to Rampone, and she knocks down the 3. Good work by Malloy to recognize the double team. It's a 26-12 Berlin lead as we approach a minute 10 to go here in the first half. This is Peasy. Off to Vicente. They work the ball in the low post. Now the kick out. Murad a 3. Can't make that. She's been long on him. They've had good looks. Now the transition, but Murad there for the steal. An ill-advised pass. Murad to the corner right, and she throws it away. Young the steal. In transition for the layup and the foul.
Young's pumped up right now. She is certainly excited. She deserves to be for moving that into transition so quickly. Peasy, the trailer, had some position to speed up there, but you got to change the shot if you're going to foul and make sure that she doesn't hit it.
That's the first foul on E.O. Smith here in the second quarter, or the first half for that matter, as a whole, as Megan Lawler checks in for E.O. Smith. Young already with 6. She and Molly each have 7. Malloy has 6. Rampone has 6. Real good balance for Berlin here in the final 30 seconds of the first half, up 29-12. This is Megan Lawler, off to Holly Worski. Here's Peasy, corner 3, Murad. Missed that one. Can't buy a hoop here in the first half.
She's on target. It's just not falling.
They've had the looks, but with 10 seconds to go, a chance for Berlin now to get up to 31. Malloy, Molly. Malloy again, at the buzzer, won't go. Red coach, though, with a terrific first 16 minutes of play, and they'll take a 29-12 lead in the locker room.
Berlin is just playing their hearts off right now, just working really hard and coming into this gym and enforcing the way that this game is going to be played. They should be very impressed with themselves right now.
All right, we'll come back with second half action. Frankie and I will from E.O. Smith. You're watching girls high school basketball on CPTV Sports. La 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 la.
I'm 2 points behind, I think. And it's on Paige Young.
She's got 7.
Rampone's got 7 too. You have her for 6, I think.
No, I got her for 7.
Oh.
Rampone's 7.
14.
In fact,
21.
Rampone's got 7, Young's got 7, Molly's got 7, Malloy's got 6, and Tresco's got 2.
Yes.
C. Holly Worski with 5, Vicente with 1, Olivia Worski with 2, and Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy with 4. Wow.
Total opposite of what I expected.
This game blows. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hi, everybody.
You're lucky because everybody's going to think that that's me that said that. Hey, right there.
Don't be sorry. He's wearing a Yankee hat. It's okay. Well, good. You don't need to be sorry. I did miss one of the fouls.
Is that Joe?
Oh, over there?
He's here. I don't know why he would be in Storrs, Connecticut. He's here. What did he do? He didn't do
Oh, come on. He did not. No, he did something else.
Maybe Clarence.
Yeah, maybe Clarence.
Clarence and Cialis. What's it?
A big difference.
Hey.
No, they told us.
Yeah, right after we made it, right after we said so. You gotta say that to us early.
I can't remember. Sometimes you feel like you're not. Sometimes you don't. Oh, wait. Is there M&M's? Get an M&M's. 1. I'll take 1.
It's in my mouth, so we try it until like.
All I need is 1. Okay. Thanks.
What's going on? Thundercats, go! Don't forget Thundercats. I remember watching it as a kid. Thundercats.
That logo, that's a Kansas State logo.
Yeah, it is. That's what they used to say, though. Thundercats, go, right? What else did I used to watch? Captain Planet.
Did you watch Doug when you were a kid?
I didn't like Doug that much, but I watched it. I never liked cartoons.
Doug Funny? You watch Doug Funny? I was a fan of the Beats. I was a fan of the Beats. Oh, Killer Tofu. Yeah, with Don, with Boyle. UConn I've never covered. I want to do hockey. I want to do one play-by-play hockey game this year.
You think you got the chance?
I love hockey. I do too.
I never played
There's the face-off. Big drive.
Shot by Easy Moscow.
Ranger band. Yeah. Well, they don't really want me. They only play 2 games.
Nobody likes the city of Philadelphia unless you live in the city of Philadelphia.
Eyewitness News is always on at WFSB.com. At your desktop, on the go, channel 3 is delivering local news wherever you want it. Eyewitness News is on your side. Hi, everybody. Rangers check their heads voicemail. He's looking to see if he hired if an agent's hired.
No. I got a nephew about my video about my nephew.
Your nephew, how old's your nephew?
He is going to be a year in a couple weeks.
Nice.
I think the problem is I keep my phone out by accident. He'll be texting me the whole night. So I'll be like, what color? Why is my phone? He'll be like a video. I saw you go like this. Say something to me. You're a good guy. Say something. Spring training's coming up soon. I'm going like in 2 weeks. So they might be showing up probably. Yeah. Spring training's awesome. You gotta go earlier on in spring training.
Hey, you know what? We'll be in Tampa right around spring training time.
CPTV Sports will be in Tampa?
No, the UConn women will be there. The UConn IMG Sports Network.
They should have paid me and Meg to do the horse show down in Florida. Right, Meg?
Meg does horses?
Well, no, it just works. Because they got to man the home. Presented by Harrah's.
How about the NFC Championship game, the Yippee-Ki-Yay post-game show?
I saw you tweet about
I
that.
said, are you oh, come on.
It's all about money, player.
Yeah, it is.
By that time, I didn't even care what was going on TV.
No, you were just giddy because your boys were in the Super Bowl.
You know what I'm doing for the Super Bowl? We're going to drive to Bristol and then hurry back so that our food doesn't get cold. We're going to get wings over. I haven't had wings over in 2 years, I think. Those are the best wings.
Okay. All right, we're about a minute away from starting half numero dos.
Wings over Bristol, baby. It's the closest one, I think. It will be there in probably like a minute.
Yeah.
Did you give us your
Yes.
names yet? Yeah. Bill Smith.
On the radio? Thank you.
Bill Smith and your name?
Pete's working for a living. What's that? Yep. Yep. Yeah, we'll do the read. I gotta go to work. Thank you. Thank you. Eyewitness News, always on at WFSB.com, at your desktop or on the go. Channel 3 is delivering local news when and where you want it. Eyewitness News is on your side. Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. back here at E.O. Smith High School. The Redcoats of Berlin, the last team to beat E.O. Smith here in this gym. Will take a 17-point lead into the second half, and for E.O. Smith, it's just a matter of making some shots here, as they really didn't in fact, they didn't have a 3 in the first half, not a 1.
They can't get too shot happy, though, because once you start taking those shots and they're not falling, sometimes it can't be your night, and you get frustrated. You try to change something in your game. So what they'll have to do is they have Worski and Murad, who could dribble and drive better than most players in the state, and they're not even that tall. So if you use that athleticism to your advantage and create some quick plays, play some tighter defense to move back into transition, that's what can get them going. You have 2 5-star players in your backcourt in the state of Connecticut. You got to use them. I'm sure they want to use them, of course, but...
Well, Murad, an awful lot of open looks in that first half. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone for Berlin as we start the second half. This is Lawler in the corner, down low. Gets it off to Christy Vicente, and we get a jump ball right off the bat, and it's a turnover. So it'll be Berlin ball. The turnovers were another issue for E.O. Smith in that first half.
You look at them on the season, they have high assist numbers, so whatever turnovers they get, obviously offset, about 17 a game compared to 22 assists a game. So tonight they're just not getting the passes, but the turnovers are there. That's where you got to win that battle.
Well, there's a turnover. Here's Olivia Worski for the driving layup from the right. That's her second field goal. And the first bucket of the second half for the Panthers. Oh, and almost a steal. Here's Young up to Malloy, who had a good first half. Very balanced first half for the Redcoats.
Now you're seeing E.O. Smith move with a little more urgency, trying to step in front of every pass.
Triple team here and a steal. Now can the Panthers score? No, but they'll get free throws. As Trasco called for the foul. And if that's Courtney Trasco, I've got her for 3 of the 4 fouls that Berlin's had here in this ball game, and 2 free throws from Morgan Lawler, the 5'5" junior.
Just like a switch, it seems like they've changed night and day already from the first half.
Lawler 11 of 13 from the line, making 11 of 14. So far, E.O. Smith 2 of 5 from the free throw line here in this one. Trying to get within 14. But the free throws both missed, and Young gets the rebound for the Redcoats.
There's a lot to build off of on that possession. They have to pay attention and get tighter on defense as they have been to start this half.
Here's Malloy, the lefty, puts it up and in. 8 for Malloy to lead the Redcoats.
But of course, you could work as hard as you can, and I don't think anybody's going to outwork the workhorse down low, Malloy. Looks like Superwoman right now.
Worski up top. Murad for 3. Finally gets one to go. That's the first 3 of the game for E.O. Smith. Well, they've got a big hill to climb, down 31-17. This is Rampone in the backcourt. Threw it away. Stolen by Holly Worski. The layup the other end by Murad, and Berlin's going to take a timeout here as E.O. Smith's got it down to 12, and we played 1:52 here in the third quarter.
I'll tell you what, Berlin has played really exceedingly well today, and they've been hitting on every kind of facet of the game. But E.O. Smith does that better than anybody in the area once they're on, and certainly they've been able to do that so far in this half. And turning up that tempo, Berlin hasn't been able to match it because they're just not faster. Even though they're working as hard as they are, they're just not fast enough.
You know, the press, when you press, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get steals in the backcourt, but what it essentially does is it speeds up the game. And it forces you to doing things that you're not used to doing. And sometimes you get turnovers.
And you start putting it into the opponent's head that they might have to play as tight too, and they might have to move to the press. And once that happens, the game goes from 0 to 60 in a very quick, short amount of time.
What Berlin needs to do is just start moving the ball with some intelligence instead of trying to dribble out of trouble. Here's Young off the inbound. Gets it off to Malloy.
Really excited about the level of passing in this game.
Here come the Redcoats on the attack. Ball knocked away. As Holly Worski and Christy Vicente knocked the ball out of bounds. This is Rampone. She had 7 in the first half. Misses the drive to the hoop. And the Panthers up with the rebound. This is a driving Lawler to the corner. Knocked away. And a foul.
That is so tough to do. 4 red shirts on 1. And she drew the foul. Amazing.
Ashley Malloy called for the foul. Team foul number 2 on Berlin.
Boys under pressure.
Murad. Oh, wide open pass down low to a wide open Vicente who gets her first field goal. And the lead down to 10.
Another example of how impressive the passing has been in this game, and that'll carry you when you're not having as strong as a performance as you usually do. That's what's helping E.O. Smith.
Good pass down low and the finish by Paige Young. Brittany Sullivan with the good feed. That's 9 for Young. Back up by 12. Here's an answer the other way by Lawler. Frankie, I think we're starting to warm up a little bit here.
You start feeling the pressure in your own home gym, and everybody starts playing better, and you could tell Morgan Lawler certainly upped her game from the last half, and she's already had 3 offensive possessions deep into Berlin's territory.
Holly Worski called for the foul. That's the first team foul of the second half for E.O. Smith. Lawler comes out. Peasy in. Sullivan out. Trasco in for Berlin. Redcoats up 10 with the ball. Here's Malloy one-on-one with Murad. And it's ripped away and stolen, and then Malloy's called for the foul. Dribbled deep to the corner and then got caught in the double team and the steal. As E.O. Smith has picked up the defensive intensity. Not only full court, but they're really doubling.
I think only Tarasco's in foul trouble, but that's something to watch. E.O. Smith needs to induce more fouls from the other team.
Peasy for 3. She's got 7.
When you watch players in the NBA like Durant and Garnett, no matter what, you can't block their shots because they're high arcers. Even if you have 2 defenders in the face like Peasy did there, you'll hit it if you can get it high enough. Great shot.
Oh, near steal. Now a steal. Oh, hold is called.
And you could see the look on Peasy's face. It looked like she was caught, hand in the cookie jar. But from my angle, it looked like she got a clean steal because she was on her knees and had a clear path to the basketball.
Kirk Murad, if you could read lips, his reaction was, wow. That's all. Rampone off the inbounds as the Redcoats up 7. Trasco, one of the captains. Malloy gets loose as the defender Peasy fell. That's 10 for Malloy, the 12th time this year she's gotten in double figures. And the lead up to 9 with 4 minutes to go here in the third. This is Peasy. Gets it up top to Olivia Worski. Diagonal pass, right corner. Good pass down low. Great ball movement by the Panthers. Murad misses the 3. Here's a second chance opportunity laid up and in by her sister, by Olivia Worski.
That's just what happens when you pass the ball better.
And a steal. The basket's not going to count. Malloy's hurt on the baseline up against the wall. And Murad was called for steps.
I don't know what happened. I think she accidentally stepped in front of the knee, but trainer Mike DiStefano on the scene from E.O. Smith. He's one of the better ones around.
Let's take a look and see what happened. Well, she got hit right in the midsection, right in the gut. She probably lost, she probably got the wind knocked out of her.
Tough situation. Certainly one of those plays where you get tripped up and came together there.
We'll take a break. 35-28 the score with 3:30 to go here in the third on CPTV Sports.
Yes, Meg.
Yeah.
She's going to be gone for a little bit, so you got to make sure you go to a break there.
I think she's wearing a bracelet.
I heard you. Don't worry. We'll take care of it.
All right, she's up. Looks like she just got the wind knocked out of her. She got hit in the ribs.
Maybe you were right.
Ref in
Ashley Malloy looks like she's okay. Had the wind knocked out of her. She'll come out. Sullivan back in for the Redcoats as they lead by 7. Molly's played well for the Redcoats here in this one. Young and Rampone. Here's Rampone up top. Looking for the back door. Too late. Threw it away. Trasko went from the corner to the bucket. And by the time she got to the spot trying to go back door, it was too late.
Berlin scored 6 points in the quarter, their lowest scoring output this far. They're not playing as bad, but you can tell that it's starting to weigh heavily on them that the Panthers are performing better, and you could see it in their eyes.
It's all about keeping your poise. Here's Peasy in the low post of Vicente. Now it's Lawler. Here's a three that's no good by Worski, the younger of the two. And here comes Berlin, trying to up the lead. Trasko on the perimeter. Oh, Rampone thought of pulling the trigger. Here's Brittany Sullivan. Ball knocked away out of bounds.
I'm just so impressed with the way that E.O. Smith has played this half as opposed to the last half. And you think that if they had any kind of size whatsoever that they used to have, if they had that kind of a game, they were just a little taller, it would just be so unstoppable. Playing pitch perfect right now with their footwork.
Olivia Worski back in for Vicente with 2:30 to go here in quarter 3. Rampone, three-pointer on the way, no good. Malloy back into the game, gets the board. Here's Malloy. Oh, the nice handoff, drive to the hoop. Can't convert. Holly Worski the rebound. Here's Peasy in transition, knocked away by Malloy.
Good clean block. She goes out of the game, but Superwoman returns and comes back and makes a block. She has played so hard for her team today. They should look to her as an example.
Well, we think it's clean. Kirk Murad doesn't think so.
Menacing Malloy.
Here's the inbound. It's Lawler a three. That's no good. And Young gets another rebound. Got to think she's close to double figures in rebounds in this one. Here's Rampone. Minute 50 to go in the third. We're still a 7-point lead. Malloy may change that, though. Misses with the left hand. Able to get a second chance. Top of the key three for Rampone.
Rampone had all the time in the world to frame that one.
Second three for Rampone. She's got 10 and the lead's 10. Murad looking to answer. But the Panthers have a second chance. No, they don't. Lawler lost it out of bounds.
Murad, the most master motivator there on the sidelines for E.O. Smith. You could tell by the way that Morgan Lawler's playing out of her skull in this half that he definitely said something to the team to inspire them at the half.
Malloy will inbound as the Panthers go full court pressure. But they did not pick up the inbounder. Now Murad does as Malloy brings it up. Alyssa Mawley, 7 points in the first half. Scoreless here so far in the third. Here's Rampone taken away. And we're going to get a foul call on the floor.
And you could see Coach King backing up a little bit. She told the assistant referee, Tom Chennai, that she might want a timeout. And then she tried to call it, but the foul was called, and she backed up and said, okay, I'll take that instead.
Each team with 3 team fouls. They called that one on Lawler of E.O. Smith. Now the foot race for the loose ball. Still inbounds. It's a game of hot potato. Here's Molly to the hoop. Back to a 12-point lead for Berlin. Under a minute to go in the third. Worski deflected, knocked out of bounds. Berlin's picked up the half-court pressure.
They've completely limited Holly Worski in this game, and what a game plan it's turned out to be. What they're letting happen is Murphy Murad take more shots. Good shooter, they're just not falling, and that's what they're relying on right now, and just trying to shut down Worski.
Another turnover. Here's Peasy. Gets it off in transition to the bucket and laid up. No! Worski missed it. Young the rebound. As we're inside of 30 seconds to go here in the third. Here's Malloy off to Rampone. Dangerous pass, but no one there in white as Malloy gets it off to Rampone inside of 10 seconds to go here in the third. And Sheila King's going to call timeout. 7.6 seconds to go here in the third.
Sorry, Bob. You could just tell that she's been chomping at the bit to call a timeout, but she wanted to wait for the right time. Even though there's 7 seconds left, she just wants to reinforce into their team that they need to keep on their game plan. But they've survived enough to keep a 10-plus points lead going into the next quarter.
Berlin's led pretty much the whole way here in this one. As a decent crowd is filled in here. Of course, it's exam week as we record this. So the 5:30 start for this one as opposed to the normal 7 o'clock starts.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. I was wondering why we started at 5:30 tonight.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Well, when you have kids down the road, you'll know that. Didn't you take midterms exams in high school?
Yes, I did at this time. I remember the 20th, 21st, 22nd usually was around then.
Yeah. End of the marking period.
I was too busy acing them to really care when they were, though.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Here's Berlin with a chance to score at the end of the third as they'll go one-on-one with Young. Lost the handle. Here's Worski with the half-court heave. That hit the top of the backboard, and we end 3. E.L. Smith put a little dent in the deficit, but they're still down 12 as we go to the fourth. 40-28. Berlin the lead on CPTV Sports. Frankie, what would you like? Beyond the beat or game time? Game time. And then if we get a timeout, maybe later we'll do Beyond the beat. EO's going to win by 7. Wow, that's bold. Every Thursday night at 7, it's game time. Anytime you're ready. All right. Every Thursday night at 7, it's game time on CPTV Sports. Joe Zone and John Holt take a look inside high school sports in Connecticut. It's game time. Thursday nights at 7, right here on CPTV Sports. We have played 24 of the 32 minutes here at E.O. Smith. The Panthers, who have trailed all the way, have a mountain to climb, down 12 as we start the fourth quarter. They put a bit of a dent in. They were down 17 at the break, Frankie, but they've got a lot of work to do.
Sometimes simply the shots don't fall, Bob, and at the end of the quarter, it seemed like just like it was in the second quarter where it just wasn't falling for E.O. Smith. But I have a feeling that they're going to climb back in this one.
You think they're going to make it interesting, eh?
I certainly think they do. I could tell that it's a different ball game than it was in the first half.
You've got that vibe. Well, you've been on a roll lately. Work inside. Knocked away as Olivia Worski couldn't score. Jump ball. Possession arrow to Berlin.
You got to think, Berlin goes 5 deep usually, 5 or 6. Sometimes they'll bring in Sullivan. And as hard as they've been working, I don't care who you are, eventually you got to get tired somehow.
Rampone off the inbound to Malloy. Who took one in the gut in the third, but she's okay. And then she gets fouled as she does the dive right in front of us. Frankie, how would you grade that dive? No, don't answer that.
9.9, 9.5, 9.4.
E.O. Smith with a rich history of CCC East titles in this last decade. 05, 08, 09, 10, 11, and 12.
Also, don't forget, Bob, the fans have all of a sudden awoken for E.O. Smith, and they got in Malloy's face pretty tightly. So that just a quick game changer that they weren't expecting.
Here's Malloy with the shot. It's an air ball.
You see, that's what happens. A quick turnaround from the fans. Malloy wanted to try to keep them quiet there. And sometimes you get into the heat of the moment a little bit. Try to do too much.
We're about a minute into the fourth quarter. Each team looking for their first hoop. Here's Murad. Peasy for 3. The freshman in double figures for the 3rd time this year.
They've got a good one in that freshman.
Drive the other way, and it's an offensive foul.
One shot could turn the momentum on a dive. Peasy's got such a pretty shot, and I don't want to underrate her defense to get things going for the team. Last year they had Alexa Manaski, one of the better defenders in the state. She was a maniac. I think she had a cadence in her head. She was just crazy on how she defended. I thought there could be nobody like her. And then all of a sudden you see Easy Peasy here come in for this team, and she seems to be the same thing. They just churn them out here at E.O. Smith.
Foul on Trasco's her 4th, each team with 14 fouls.
Berlin's got to answer too. They got to get back on the defensive horse. They're certainly capable of it. Let's see if they can do it.
Panthers down 9. Here's Peasy on the baseline. Malloy the rebound. Some miscommunication, and Murad comes up with the steal, but she can't control it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Are they going to get a foul? Nope. Just a turnover.
The ball certainly bouncing E.O. Smith's way right now.
Here's Murad. Lawler in the corner. Works it down low to Olivia Worski. Top of the key 3 for Murad. Her 2nd 3. And it's E.O. Smith that takes the timeout as they've cut the lead to 6. That's 8 for Murphy Murad.
We had to speak in our golfer voices earlier. That's not happening because this gym has awoken. Definitely a better bit of pace in this game, and certainly that's a pace that E.O. Smith wants to play, and that's excited the fans.
I see a lot of E.O. Smith students here. I think the boys basketball team is here supporting their counterparts.
I'm just going to say that they were too busy studying for exams that they weren't able to come here because they usually draw a good crowd.
This is a small gym. It's got a metal roof. The sound bounces right off the top of the roof, right back down. It's a loud building.
I would have thrived in this environment in high school. I would have loved to have that kind of a sound situation.
You were the cheerleader, weren't you?
Wasn't officially a cheerleader,
well,
but we had fun.
from the stands you were.
Very loud gym.
Malloy on the inbound. And E.O. Smith has ratcheted up the defense here in the second half. Peasy almost a steal. Now numbers for Berlin, but they'll take their time and run some clock. 2 minutes into the 4th quarter. Lead is 6 for the Redcoats. And the reaching by Olivia Worski.
And Olivia knows it.
Yep. Good call. 15 foul on E.O. Smith.
That's the good thing, though, that she knew what she did there because she was just too fast there. She was trying to cut off the lane of the passer, is what they've done really well in the second half, and she tried to do it there, and she just got there a little too quick.
Sullivan out. Abigail Underwood. Nope, they won't allow the substitution. Too late. So Sullivan stays in. Off the foot, and they call a kickball. Right in front of us. Of course, in high school ball, there's no shot clock. So unlike college basketball, when there's a kick inside of 15 seconds, they reset it to 15. Here's the inbound. Malloy, nice catch. Controls. Kayleen Rampone. Underwood. Here's a loop pass. Malloy, can she control? Can she score? Yes, she can. That's a tough shot.
Can she
Malloy,
control?
who's got 12.
I'm not sure if she was able to control that, but Will drove her to make that bucket.
And then Malloy, going after the ball inside, commits her 3rd foul. So each team with 5 team fouls, with 5:31 to play here in the 4th. Could we have some late minute antics once again? Last week we saw East Hartford rally to tie South Windsor. Bobcats pulled away in the CCC. E.O. Smith trying to do the same.
When you care about your community and you cover a lot of games, you're going to get some good action.
Oh, Peasy with a good head fake, and she'll shoot 2. Peasy snapped a fake pass got Young to bite on it, and then went up to get to the free throw line. Good play by the freshman.
Peasy's worked just as hard. You see 2 red shirts in the vicinity right on her. Gets the rebound, gets it to go, but she'll take the 2 free throws.
Frankie, I think Malloy just got called for her 4th foul as we saw the replay. Young was up in the air, Peasy turned, and Malloy reached in.
I really like Malloy, the player, but right now she just needs to calm down a little bit, and that's why she's been subbed out. She's working very hard, but sometimes you get too into it, and I think that this will be a good respite for her.
Trasco, who's got 4, back in. Renee Succi also in for E.O. Smith, giving Olivia Worski a break here.
They would probably go 5 deep the rest of the game if they could, but the problem is, as a byproduct of this fast-paced game, now they're starting to get into foul trouble.
7-point lead for the Redcoats. Both teams are 12-1. Both lost to Northwest Catholic early in the season. Here's Molly. In fact, the opener E.O. Smith lost, and then Berlin lost their 2nd game of the season to Northwest Catholic. Here's a 3 out of the corner missed by Molly. Second chance, and Young will shoot 2. Foul is on Succi, and it'll be free throws for Paige Young, who's 1 for 1 in this game. She's got 9, trying to get the double figures. 7th time this season she's done that. And I might take a gander, she probably has a double-double. Because she's been busy on the boards, particularly the defensive boards. So it's an 8-point lead as Young goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Succi in the low post. Turnover. Young clears and gets it up the floor.
You know, we told you in the open how hard that Paige Young works, and she's certainly getting hers.
Rampone off the top of the backboard, not scores the 3. Young misses the offensive rebound, and Berlin will get a 3rd chance as it's knocked out of bounds. Boy, the intensity level's gone up just a bit, wouldn't you say there, Frankie?
And that's helped. You know, sometimes you think it can hinder Berlin when they had the lead and they started feeling pressure, but that's helped them. They're really jazzed to play this game now and try to answer. Remember, they've got their critics. They play in a very weak division, and they're trying to show that that doesn't matter.
E.L. Smith coming off a good win over Tallinn in their last effort. Here's Molly with the pull-up from the baseline, no good. It'll be a jump ball, and the arrow points in the direction of E.O. Smith. They're still down 8. They were down 17 at halftime. They got to within 12 through 3. It's the closest they've been is, what, 6? That sound right?
Gave up 29 at the half and only given up 14 so far in the second half, and their offense has certainly turned up the pace as well.
Here's a Worski 3 that's no good. And the rebound to Molly of Berlin as we're midway through the 4th quarter. And the Redcoats maintain an 8-point lead. Here's Paige Young. This is Alyssa Molly. And a foul called along the sideline. Nope, timeout. Sheila King calls for time with 3:43 to go.
Definitely seeing E.O. Smith getting better on their side of the game. But on a play like that, you want to see them keep the possession going so that they can get that final pass. And when it seems like you're out of sorts, sometimes it's better to take your time.
Well, here's the, and before we get to my next topic, let's talk about tuning into CPTV Sports like every Tuesday night at 7 for wide open and frank dialogue on the Connecticut sports scene. Beyond the Beat, hosted by Joe Zone every Tuesday night at 7, along with Jeff Jacobs and Mike tomorrow, 7 o'clock on CPTV Sports. They're fun to listen to. All right, back to my thought here. You want to move the ball, yes, but you want to avoid the sidelines and the corners in the front court because the defenders can use those sidelines and end lines in the midcourt area as a third defender.
Well, especially when you have the zone defense that we've seen out of Berlin. You're talking about a 2-on-1.
And then you have that sideline and that corner, so it's like having 4 defenders on you, and that's why it's tough for Worski to take a shot like that. So a good point, Bob, but that's when they're going to need to pass and be a little more patient to try to play possession to possession.
Right. Foul situation. Both teams are in the bonus. Each team with 16 fouls, so the next one will result in 1 and 1.
I think Berlin was extremely pressured as we change from the third to fourth quarter, but now they're starting to get their sea legs under them and deal with this new E.O. Smith team that they're playing. And they could very well hold on, but you know E.O. Smith's going to give them a game.
Well, they've still got a big mountain to climb. I mean, essentially, they've only cut into the lead by, what, half? It was 17 at the break, currently 8. Worski goes for the steal. It was deflected, so it's not a backcourt. And Molly gets it off to Young. This is Rampone, takes her time, knocked away. Here's Worski, looks for a trailer, finds it, the drive to the hoop. Oh, the layup is missed. Second chance for her sister Olivia, and she'll shoot 2.
Shots aren't going in, Bob. Most obvious thing that I think I could say, but it's just so true. They're just not falling for him. You see the best 2 players that E.O. Smith has, Murad and Worski, work on those defenders to get the ball loose, and then Olivia Worski gets the shot in order to make it a 6-point game. Now she has to work for it even harder because the shot just simply wouldn't fall.
If she can make the second, it'll be a 6-point game. Lawler back in, replacing Vicente. Olivia's a 50% free throw shooter, but not there. She's got 8. And the free throws cut it to 6. And then a steal. Nope, it's a hold. Who's the hold on, though? That's the question.
I think it's on Malloy. They're going to call it on Lawler.
Let's see what we get down here.
Lawler pulls it away, but it was a delayed foul call.
Well, we'll go line left. And Courtney Trasco, 70% from the free throw line, will shoot 1 and 1 with 3:15 to play. Trasco, who's been in foul trouble most of the game, hits the front end. As a team, Berlin shoots 73% from the line. And they've been pretty good here in this one. In fact, they're a perfect 4 for 4. Back up to an 8-point lead as we're closing it on 3 minutes to go here in the 4th. Peasy back in. Gets it off to Lawler. Here's Murad up top. Peasy. 3 by Worski. That's Holly Worski with her 32nd 3. Just her 3rd field goal. And the lead is 5.
That's the patience we were talking about. They don't need to force a shot down 8.
Oh, good bounce pass. Malloy, the runner, rushed that one. Missed it, and the ball out of bounds.
Because they were able to take time on that last possession, Bob, realizing that they needed to spread out, they got a 3, and then on the other end, they were able to force a turnover, and that's what can get you in this game.
Molly, right in front of us, made a really good wraparound pass. Now it comes down to poise, and who makes the big plays? 2:30 to go.
They're saying we're down 5, but we got enough time. We're not worried.
Here's Worski. Lost the handle. Knocked out of bounds by Berlin. As Trasco got the hand on it. A good intradivisional matchup between the Redcoats and the Panthers here on CPTV Sports, and Murad throws it away. Lawler cut to the hoop. I think Murad thought she was going to stay in the corner.
There's that quick feet and good defense by Paige Young that we highlighted in the open to force that turnover.
Malloy gets it in to Trasco. Malloy couldn't control. We get a timeout. Called by Berlin with 2:05 to go. That's a good timeout by Coach King.
That's a great timeout because she realized there was no way Malloy was going to be able to keep that possession before a 10-second window closing on her.
Of course, all winter long, we've got great coverage of boys basketball, hockey, girls basketball, and, of course, the Blue Devils and the Hawks on CPTV Sports.
I can't wait for playoff basketball. I cannot wait for that, Bob. We got all that time at Mohegan Sun, perhaps CCSU hosting some games. CPTV Sports will be there, and perhaps we'll be there live.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. So check your listings. The girls end their regular season a week before the boys do. But the weekend of the finals used to be back in the day, the girls the one weekend and the boys the following weekend, but everything's now one big weekend fest.
I love it. More time for me down at Mohegan Sun to cover some sports.
Really? I sense a little sarcasm in that, but I know you love doing your job.
Oh, of course.
Frankie?
We get to see high school basketball. This is where they play the hardest, believe me. I've seen some good college basketball this year, but when you look at E.O. Smith and Berlin out there, they're playing Warrior basketball right now.
Well, you know, that building next door in the shadow of E.O. Smith's not a bad place to watch basketball. As Malloy goes for Young, is this going to be an intentional foul?
I don't believe so, Bob. That's what I'm telling you. When somebody's going to miss or take a shot like that, when you see the great draw up there by King, look at the draw up call there. She's able to get deep and force the possession to try to get a big layup, but Murad gets a hand on the ball and the arm, not enough to make an intentional foul. If you're going to foul, make sure you change the shot. And she did that there.
Here's Young, 1 of 2, last trip down. So Young will shoot 2 here. Getting a little testy here at E.O. Smith. First of 2. Both teams in the bonus.
You're just seeing both teams play at a high level right now, to where you saw a great play for Young to get open and then a great defensive stand to force some free throws.
Here's Young's second. She's got 11.
And think about it. They're only down by 2 possessions now. If she didn't get that foul call, they would be down by 7.
E.O.'s got 4, make it 5 threes here in the second half. Here's Peasy. This is Lawler. Berlin's extended the 2-3 zone. Worski in the corner for Murad. Takes a 3. Short, an air ball. And Molly up with the rebound.
That time forcing a shot, and they haven't been doing that lately. They have to stay away from that.
Here's Trasco being ridden up in midcourt. Now the trap. Murad's called for the foul. Although her dad thinks it's a backcourt.
When you have such a back and forth game, it's tough to officiate, but that foot might have been on the line right before the free throw. Excuse me, the foul.
Unlike us, the refs only have one chance to make the call. They don't have a chance to look at the replay. So here free throws for Berlin. And the first by Molly's good. That's her first point of this quarter. 1 of 2 from the line. She's got 10. 47-40. E.O. Smith needs points, and they need them quick. A good defense by Berlin, and then Worski driving to the bucket gets tripped up.
Worski knowing that she had to get back into this game for her team, and that's where she went to go drive to the basket. She does that pretty well, gets the foul call.
Holly Worski, 47-40. 1 of 2 from the line in this one. Short on the front end of the 1-and-1, and Young gets another rebound. Minute to go.
Nothing Malloy could do there against 4 defenders.
Now can E.O. Smith get a shot off a Worski 3? That's no good. Wrestle for the loose ball, and then it's thrown away. And Sheila King says, take your time. Here's Trask. Trask in the front court.
And once you get over the timeline, you got to foul.
Berlin doesn't have to shoot it. Peasy gets a hand on it. Redcoats are up 7 with a half-minute to go.
If Panthers can't steal it right away, they got to foul. Need a lot of pressure.
Next fouls, 2 free throws for Berlin. Malloy gets the inbound to Young. Tied up, knocked away. This is Lawler all the way to the bucket. And E.O. Smith calls for time. Megan Lawler off the turnover, able to convert. It's a 5-point game. Just 22.5 seconds to play in this one. As we take a look at the steal and the drive to the hoop.
On both ends, it just seems like each defender is a rabid wolf trying to get the prey, working so hard. And then you see Lawler coming away with it and finishing it off there. It's just nasty defense by both sides. They're just both into this game, and they're both angry and hungry. They want to eat.
Rabid wolf. You've been watching too many outdoor shows there, pal.
I don't know what it is, but animalistic instinct taking over for both teams. Neither team wants to lose.
No, that's for sure. Of course, Berlin, we mentioned it, last team to win here. They also lost twice to E.O. Smith last season. In fact, it was E.O. Smith that ended Berlin's season in the semifinals last year.
This is where, if you're E.O. Smith, you got to get some pressure on the inbounder, because Olivia Worski's been doing a pretty good job of that, so that you could force them to make some tough decisions and then D up on somebody. And if you can't get the quick steal, you foul. And if you're Berlin, time to hit some free throws. They did hit their first 4 of the game, but then they missed 2 out of their next 3, I believe. Berlin's got to hit the free throws here if they want to salt this game and get a big win.
Wouldn't you like to see this matchup in the CCC playoffs?
We were there last year. I'm pretty sure we'll be there again.
Lead is 5 for the Redcoats. They've led wire to wire. Ball kicked away by Holly Worski. 20.6 to go. Now it's Malloy. She's got a good arm. Gets it into Young, who's got space. Now the long pass. Rampone taken away. And Murad's going to be called for the foul. She got arm on that one. Her dad doesn't react much, so you know it's a foul. And now Berlin with a chance to ice this one from the free throw line. Still a 2-possession game.
In the last couple of possessions, we've seen how quick that Berlin can move into the opposite court to get those quick plays and force the foul.
Rampone very short on the first.
It's been very key for them to get some free throws in this game by moving quickly onto the other end.
It's amazing how quiet a gym can get. Rampone 1 of 2. Lead is 6. E.O. Smith's got to hurry. Murad from a mile away missed it. And that'll do it. Malloy the rebound, and the Redcoats will end the home win streak of E.O. Smith and win it by 6.
A shocker on the road. They were able to lead wire to wire. Berlin showing that they certainly belong in the CCC, and they've won 11 in a row now.
They snap E.O. Smith's 12-game win streak with a 48-42 victory. We'll come back. Our player of the game interview with Francesco's next here on CPTV Sports. Stay here for a minute. Who do you want? Who do you want to get? You want to get Malloy? All right, Ashley Malloy, 12 points for Berlin. 32, Ashley Malloy. M-A-L-L-O-Y. Why? Guard. Why? Because we like you. M-O-U-S-E. 12. 1, 2, 3. 48-42.
Do 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 do.
What's he out there today?
All right, I'll throw it to Frankie.
Theo Smith lost the game.
Yeah.
Was 2 years ago against Storrs.
Yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
game
Okay.
I think you could finally rest easy a little bit.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2 1 2 3. Ashley Malloy, correct? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 1 1 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Berlin with a road win at E.O. Smith with 4 double-figure scores, led by 12 from Ashley Malloy, our player of the game. She's standing by with Francesco.
Great game for Ashley Malloy. Certainly energized to try to beat this team. What drove you to do it today?
The fact that we haven't beat them in 2 years, and the last time they lost was to us on their court, and we just played and executed well as a team, and it all came together like a big family.
And it seemed like you had to work the hardest for your team. Obviously, the whole team worked as a whole, but it seemed like a little something different for you out there.
Yeah, we beat them once, and that was one time I played, and I wanted my senior year to have us 4 senior starters to win, and I wanted to bring it all.
What does a game like this do for your confidence?
It boosts it so much because now it brings us to 13-1, and that game was so huge. E.O. Smith's such a great team, and we just executed so well. I'm proud of us.
Berlin's now won 11 in a row. It's the kind of tenacity that they needed to use tonight that they can use for a momentum builder playing the rest of the way in the CCC South. Back to Bob Joyce.
All right, Francesco, thanks, and also our thanks to Ashley Malloy. 4 double-figure scores as Berlin comes up with a 6-point win at E.O. Smith. That'll do it here from Storrs. For Francesco Graziano Jr. and all of us at CPTV Sports, I'm Bob Joyce. Thanks for watching a terrific girls basketball game here on CPTV Sports. That's all for now, folks. We'll see you next time on This Week in Baseball. Thanks, Meg.
When's this game airing? I think Saturday. Friday at 7? Friday at 7.
Maggie, here's the Megster, the Mega Rudy. 7 o'clock.
We'll walk out together. We might as well.
Can we hold hands?
I tried to ask her one question. I was going to do it, and I don't know what happened. I just like...
What we're going to ask her?
Go to CPTVsports.org and find out. Oh, I was on it earlier. I recorded the game.
They play like a week out.
Really?
They look at the schedule. They look at the standings.
I don't think we were. Which one? I think it was yesterday. No. We had live basketball since yesterday. But we do cover usually most of the high school. Yeah, we cover all the champions. No, we covered all the champions. We covered East Hartford, Windsor last week. Just something, or we last week. We cover games every week. So it's just tough because sometimes we have live games and sometimes we don't.
Ashley Malloy works it down low in the paint. It's tipped a couple of times. And now our first three-point attempt of the game. It's good, and it's Alicia Mawley with her 8th on the attack. Here's a baseline jump around the way, and it's 9-3 as the jumper made by able to get a second chance. Top of the key 3 for Rampone. Here's Murad. Peasy for 3. The freshman Olivia Worski. Top of the key 3 for Murad. Her second 3. Underwood. Here's a loop pass. Malloy, can she control? Can she score? Yes, she can. That's a Peasy. Three by Worski. Tied up, knocked away. This is Lawler all the way to the bucket. And EO Welcome back to E.O. Smith High. Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Welcome back to E.O. Smith High. Bob Joyce, Francesco. Welcome. CPTV Sports welcomes you to E.O. Smith High School in Storrs for CCC girls basketball. It's an intra-divisional matchup as division leaders E.O. Smith and Berlin tangle here tonight. Hi everyone, Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano. Welcome back to E.O. Smith High. Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Very giddy young man. You've had a heck of a CPTV Sports welcomes you to E.O. Smith High School in Storrs for CCC girls basketball. It's an CPTV Sports welcomes you to E.O. Smith High School in Storrs for CCC girls basketball. It's an intra-divisional matchup as division leaders E.O. Smith and Berlin tangle here tonight. Hi everyone, Bob Joyce, Francesco Graziano Jr. Delighted to have you with us for tonight's broadcast. A pair of 12-1 teams that played each other in the Class L semifinals last year. Both lost a lot. Maybe not the pressure there to get back to the Mohegan Sun Arena, but both having very good years.
And both teams are going to use this as a litmus test, especially Berlin, as they come into a matchup with E.O. Smith, who, if you have mentioned, has made the last two championship games. The buzzword for tonight's matchup, pacing. Berlin's going to want to slow it down. E.O. Smith's going to want to turn it up.
And they also shoot the three well. Let's start with Berlin. They're a very balanced team this season, but they have a very wiry young lady who's their top rebounder and has had 4 double-doubles this year.
Wiry's right. In fact, she's maniacal on the defensive end. She averages a lot of steals per game to go with the assist, so she could also pass. She's got quick hands and feet, is what really helps her in her game. But tonight, they wanted to catch, turn, and shoot, and be dominant down low, and also draw some free throws. That'll be very key for them to get some more points on the scoreboard.
That would be Paige Young, who's getting some looks from Western New England College. Meanwhile, E.O. Smith lost their height, but they have a very good junior who can jump out of the gym and might be one of the best athletes that's ever come through this place.
Holly Worski last year was really an impact player off the bench. She averaged about 9 a game. Now she averages 17 to go with 7 rebounds and 5 steals. A terrific year. Coach does call her one of the more athletic players in the state. It's a quick release for her. She's going to need to be quick tonight and get some quick shots off to try to beat the opponent.
Panthers and Redcoats, both teams 12-1. Both teams 8-0 in their league play as well. We'll tip it off next on CPTV Sports.